Well, there's the Milky Way. All right, so this is take 2 because I'm a genius and forgot to plug the microphone in. So what's up, guys? Welcome to the first Milky Way episode of the year, and I'm really ashamed to say that in May because I've usually been out a few times already for the Milky Way. But nonetheless, we're here, and it's a beautiful midnight night out at 8,000 feet. So what are we here for? We're here for the S21 Ultra, and I've done one Astro S21 Ultra for just regular astrophotography. I did that earlier in the year, but of course there was no Milky Way. So we are on to the most requested video of the year so far from you guys, which is shooting the Milky Way with the S21 Ultra. So we do have a little sliver of a moon over there that is setting, and it is providing enough light that it's lighting up the mountains a little bit, even though the spot that I'm at, there's really no foreground interest. But it is setting, so it will go away. It's not impeding the quality of the Milky Way, I don't think. I took a couple of test shots here with some of my big boy cameras, and they're all looking pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into pro mode. So I'm not gonna go over too much like how I'm doing things or why. I have a whole video on pro mode. Actually, I have many videos on pro mode. So if you wanna learn more of the ins and outs of the pro mode, you can go check that video out. But you'll be able to follow along with me what I'm doing here. We do have, as a Samsung first, we finally have access to the ultra wide. I'm gonna give it a try, but I don't think I'm gonna like it, and I'll tell you why once we start it. All right, so first thing I need to do is I'm gonna start with my ISO at 800. I don't want to push it to 3200, which is the max this can go if I can help it, because these tiny little sensors on the phones, even though they can do some amazing stuff, pushing that ISO is no bueno. It's not going to look pretty. So the next thing I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to go all the way up to 30 seconds. We're not going to get into the MPF rule or anything like that. If you don't know what that is, it's an astrophotography thing about star trails and shutter speed. And suffice it to say, I do this a lot, and we're over that a little bit. If we zoom in on this, we probably are going to see a little bit of star trails, but I'm okay with that to get that 30-second shutter speed to get a cleaner image. So let's see what happens. ISO 800, 30-second shutter speed, manual focus. All right, let's see what the damage is. All right, so a couple things. When I zoom in here, you'll notice we don't have a lot of good detail. There's Dark Horse and the Pipe Nebula. There's the center of the galaxy right there. We're looking a little blurry, so let's do this. Let's switch to wide. Same composition. See what happens. Let's see what it is. See, that just, you know, I'm not a negative guy. I try to always be optimistic and positive about things, but that ain't pretty. The one thing about the ultra wide is it's a little more forgiving for the focus. You know, so the wider you shoot, the more forgiving your focus is in general. I want to see if I can tighten that down a little bit. So another problem with these things, and I've talked about this before in a lot of other videos, is, let's just try it. The focusing, if you switch it into manual and you go all the way to that little mountain symbol, which, hey look, I'm shooting mountains, conveniently in this case, but if you go to the mountain symbol, that means the infinity, right? So that's like as far away as possible. With these phones, infinity is not always infinity. So, you know what? In this raw file, I am actually pleasantly surprised with the detail that we're getting out of this. You can see here, so we can see the Pipe Nebula and the Dark Horse, so we can see, it kind of looks like a side profile of a horse with its head looking this way and its little feet sticking out that way. He's so cute. I think it is a step up from the S20, which is pretty cool. The S20 didn't do too bad. So it should be noted, this is the regular, I don't like shooting the Milky Way on the phones with the ultra wides. It just doesn't look, the sensor's too small. It just does. I personally have not been happy with that quality. It stretches the Milky Way out a lot. So unless you have like something in your foreground that warrants a super wide angle, I really like the focal range, which is about a 26 millimeter full frame equivalent to that, and I really think that's a pretty nice focal range for the Milky Way, because it's not too small, it's not too big. Oh, I never changed my ISO, huh? 1600. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do one at 3200. I'm gonna be crazy for you guys, just so you can see. All right, so that's 3200, and what you'll notice is the noise is horrendous, and you'll see, especially down in those blacks, you're gonna see all those weird color artifacting and all the pixelations. So that's just super noisy, and that's just kind of what we call breaking an image. So we're having both luminance noise and color noise. So there's two different types of noises, and you can see them very prominently in this. This is 30 seconds and 3200 ISO, which is the highest this thing can go, and it is not pretty. All right, well, I'm gonna wrap it up here. So I got a long way to drive, and it's way past my bedtime. But if you guys have any questions about anything that I did or didn't do concerning the phone and the pro mode and the shooting of the Milky Ways and all of that stuff, leave those in the comments below, and I will definitely answer them. I will say that I am highly surprised. They get better every year, you know. Ever since I started being able to do Milky Way stuff with the phones, which was probably the S10, ever since then, every year, they've been getting better and better. So I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, and I hope these images help you realize that if you do have phones like this, you can get out there. The biggest thing that I should have mentioned before all of this is not just the phones, but it's the sky, right? You need to be in a dark sky area. I live in southern New Mexico. I'm in the middle of the darkest skies in the entire country. I'm very fortunate, very lucky. And if you live in a city, you need to get away from the lights, like as far away as possible, because those lights are going to be the biggest detriment. People, the number one comment I see on so many of these videos that I do is, I put the settings in just like you said, and I took the picture and it came out white. Well, that's probably because you live in a city and you're taking pictures, you know, and there's too many light. If that happens, there's just too much light pollution. You can't just take these settings that I'm doing and then expect to see the Milky Way like I see it, because I'm in the middle of nowhere on the top of a mountain. It makes a huge difference. Location, location, location. All right, so all of that said, all of that aside, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below. I'm gonna do some more astro stuff with this as the Milky Way season progresses. I am gonna be hooking up to my telescope. A lot of you guys have been asking me for that. So we're gonna be doing some deep sky stuff like this, which I shot with my big camera on my telescope, but I'm gonna try doing that with the phone. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. We got some giveaways coming up for the cell phone stuff. So subscribe if you haven't already. I've got new videos every week. Hit that like button for me if you made it this far. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.